Hello, RF Generation. This is Bill. I thought it might be fun to share my first experience of playing Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth with anyone willing to join me. Just a quick intro on this video. I am a fan of Civ. I enjoy Civ, play quite a bit of Civ 5. I'm not a great Civ player, so if you're looking for amazing strategy or to learn how to play better, this is probably not the video for you. This is more or less going to be just an introduction to the systems and kind of my impressions on those. I've read a little bit of the reviews so far, but I try to keep myself pretty siloed, so let's get going. Simple single-player game. Let's do... I don't want a random sponsor, I want to choose my own, so I'm just going to do a setup. Difficulty, yeah, let's start with normal. Standard pace is fine. Small should be good. Alright, so a sponsor. So this is a new aspect to this game. Basically, this is the corporate or faction sponsorship who's helping you get to your new world, and this is going to be a game-long perk. So covert operations. Do you want more production towards wonders, which are very important? 25% worker speed, so those are going to be your improvements that your workers are building, so that one already looks pretty good. Free tech every 10 virtues. Free techs are great later in the game. Early in the game they don't really come very quickly, so I'm not sure. Orbital units, not really familiar with yet. Trade routes, cities and outposts. I'm going to go Pan-Asian Cooperative. Production towards wonders and 25% worker speed, so it looks like it's pretty production heavy, but I like the way that sounds. Choose colonists. Oh, interesting. So, types of colonists. So, you get a science boost in every city, a food boost. Now, for people new to the series, science obviously is going to assist with you researching texts. Food is going to allow you to, well, in Civ, it allowed you to get new citizens. The more food you got, or the faster you got food, the faster you could get a new citizen. So that's probably works a similar way. I know energy is the currency in this game, so instead of gold, it's energy. So that's money and health. I think that's the replacement for happiness. So you're not trying to make your civilization happy, you're trying to keep them healthy on this alien world. So that's money and health, so that looks pretty good. I've already got production, but it's good to know that if I didn't, I could have chose one of those other sponsors and then gone engineers, or you could double up on production if you wanted to be really productive. Culture and health. This is a tricky one, because all of these actually are pretty good. You know what? We're launching a spaceship, so I'm going to do science. Choose a spacecraft. Wow, there's quite a bit of options before you even get started here. Continental. Ooh, reveal coast on the map. That's pretty awesome. If you'd ever played a Civ game before, you kind of spend the first, I don't want to say 100 turns only doing this, but like within the first 100 turns or so, or a little bit more than that, you're kind of trying to find the boundaries of all the land masses in the world. So just knowing where all the coasts are, that's pretty cool. Wider area for choosing where to land for a city. See, that's cool, but it only gets you for that first city. Granted, that's a pretty important placement of your capital, but I don't know, that doesn't really, that kind of seems like it's a one-time, well, I guess all of these are just kind of one-time bonuses. No tech needed to see petroleum, geothermal, and titanium, so those are all, I guess, resources you can mine. Begin with energy, reveal alienness. Let me go no tech needed to see those three, and we'll see where that takes me. Cargo, wow. Begin with an extra population. So basically population, if it works the same way as it does in standard Civ, those are the units that allow you to work. So they're not really visible as far as, like, like models on the screen, but when you go to city management, or in this game it's probably called something else, but when you go to or citizen management, or population management it's probably called, you get to choose which tiles in your controlled area are getting worked for different resources like food and production and things like that. So that's free guy. Pioneering tech, I don't know what that is, but I think I remember reading it was something about you were able to make settlements, so you actually don't begin with the ability to make the equivalent of a settler. Begin with a clinic, that's kind of cool. Begin with a soldier. Yeah, I think I want to begin with a soldier because there's probably going to be some not great things right when we first get there. Oh, choose a planet. Wow. Terran world. A world with a few large land masses separated by oceans. One ocean and one very large continuous landmass. Atlantean world, I'm going Terran. Unique planets that offer great challenge. Ooh, that's cool. Advanced worlds. I don't know if I'll have time, then I will. Otherwise, you can just...
Hello, I am the Advanced Integration and Simulation Resource, or Advisor. I am equipped to introduce you to the basic systems that will guide your development on this new planet. Additionally, I can provide strategic advice based on situations you encounter. How would you like me to proceed?
Now this is interesting because normally if I remember correctly, there weren't this many levels in the Civ 5 advisor equivalent. I remember it being no advice, new to Civ, and new to Civ 5. So I guess this is about the same. So no advice, experienced player means I would imagine it would only give you, really, really high level stuff, not high level stuff, but really, really granular stuff. We'll go ahead and say new to Beyond Earth, since I have played Civ 5, and I'm also not going to show this. I can change this if I want. We're going to go advice only.
Select a suitable location for our people to make planetfall. This will be the site of our first great city. Select a plot within the red border to land.
I think I actually might disable this because that's kind of annoying. Now, one thing that is interesting here, because normally you already start off, you're already on the planet, so it looks like since you're landing above it, you actually kind of have a range. You see these green things here, that's food that you'll be able to work on that tile to grow your population faster. This little orange, I think it's supposed to be like a lug nut, maybe, is production. The more production you have, the quicker you can build units or buildings. And normally there would be like gold or resources, but there is no gold. Energy is the currency, and it looks like we don't know what resources there are yet. I'm going to tell that guy, thank you. I chose that tile right there because it had production and food. Even though I would have, kind of expanded outward to Tiangong. Now, so if you select your city, or well, they do call it city. So if you select your city, you can see the they call the city management screen, and this looks familiar if you've played it before. So you see that that guy right there, that little symbol. That is the tile that's been selected to be worked. I believe your city center is always worked by default, which is why I liked that tile to start off. So 4 food and 1 production is pretty good. So you see right here, we're working this 2 food tile, so we're making a total of 4 food per turn so far. And how do you say? Yeah, just kind of checking this out. This little purple bit here, so your culture is how your borders expand. So that kind of pre-purple highlighted tile would be the next tile to that your borders would expand to. So yeah, it looks pretty... I'm just hovering over all these and it's kind of telling me what everything is, so it's pretty straightforward. Let's go back to the map here. And the game's pretty good at highlighting whatever needs to be done here. So here's my free soldier that I got from that kind of intro perk here, and you can see can't see very much of the world right just so far. When you right click on a unit, that's how I like to move. You actually can hover over a tile and just right click. If I right clicked right there, they'd move to it. I like to click and drag them because it kind of shows me like how far you can go. And if you see that spot kind of in the upper corner of the screen there, it says forest grassland. It tells you what kind of tile that is. So like this one, for instance, you see it says floatstone grassland hill. I like to travel to hills because then you can see further, especially when like early in the game when you're kind of scouting. I don't know what a floatstone is, so I guess we will find out later. But by looking at the management here, that is a production tile, so looks like it could be something eventually that I get to work. Geothermal. Again, this is all new to me. I haven't really done a whole lot, so we'll just keep figuring this out together. So choose production. Alright, so based on my current production, worker would take 15 turns. That's kind of a lot of turns compared to what I'm used to in like a vanilla Civ 5 game or a Brave New World Gods and Kings. 13 turns for soldier. Okay, clinic is +1 science, +1 health. So again, the equivalent of happiness if you're used to a Civ language. Old Earth Relic, which is culture. So again, that's border growth. And if you're going for a cultural victory, that economic advisor. Yeah, so there's the stuff the advisors suggest that you build. I've never been a fan of following the advisors. I kind of like to make my own decision, but that's what that's there for. Is the game is trying to help you out and say, if you're looking for, what they kind of suggest you do. Interesting. Ongoing project that converts 25% of the production into energy. That is interesting. Oh, I selected that. I didn't realize that was an option.
Provides a bird's eye view of the...
No, thank you. Okay, so the tech web. So I have heard of this. So in a nutshell, it looks like in the old games it was a linear. Kind of went from the earliest technology all the way to building a space shuttle. So it looks like this tech web, kind of starts in the center and you go out. So habitation has been researched. So that allows me all those things there. Pioneering allows the colonists, trade convoy. Ooh, embark across deep. That's great because that's normally something you didn't get in Civ for a while. Engineering, combat repair facility. Physics. It's the ranger. Oh, a ranged unit attack at range. That's something I'm gonna want very soon. Since habitat. Oh, so it looks like these purple lines are what I'm able to branch to if I don't want to do. Oh, and those guys are just the projects. That's right. I gotta change what I'm actually producing right now. Chemistry is laboratory, recycler. Ooh, reveals petroleum on the map. I think ecology. I'm gonna go ecology. Return to the map here. I would like to change my production though because I did not. Where's production? Oh, they have me selected on a unit here. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, there's just my resources. Is it in here? Production. Oh, change production. There we go. So I don't want to do one of these developments. I am going to do. Let's do Explorer. I would have started with a Scout if I didn't. Normally you do start with a Scout in Civ, but I chose to start to get that soldier unit. So that's what I got. And oh wait, no, I do have an explorer also. I sound like I don't know what I'm doing, don't I? So instead of the explorer, let's change that to... see, I've got a soldier. I don't know if we need to start building tile improvements because we only have, the one soldier for it so far. I guess the clinic wouldn't be a bad thing to start working on. So now let's say this explorer. So since we know this is kind of coastal right there, so where do I go? I'm gonna kind of explore this little peninsula up here. So again, I'm right-clicking. This one's a hill. So I'm gonna go there so you can see further. And I'm glad I did that little hill because it looks like that area is... oh, we got some fruit. I don't know how I know that that's fruit, but I guess we do. So I'm glad I went there and not there because... oh, I don't have any movement points yet left. I thought I did. That's okay. So now I can see that up there is no good. So now on my next turn I know I can kind of start exploring the other areas. And that's it for turn 1. So let's keep it moving. And... not showing us very much. And another thing I like to do is I'm kind of in the habit of moving one tile at a time, even if I have more movement than that.
Pods were sent ahead of our journey and contain valuable materials from old Earth.
Ooh.
Send a unit onto the resource.
Thank you. I think I'm going to turn him off because we'll just figure this stuff out on our own. Or maybe I'll leave him on. Who knows? Depends how things go. But yeah, so it looks like that... what I was saying before is I like to move one space at a time because, in case there's an enemy down here or something bad, you don't want to end a turn right next to it. So I just kind of am in the habit of always moving one tile at a time. Miasma. I'm actually not sure what that is, so I'm going to try to avoid it. Ooh, titanium, that's definitely something I'm going to want to get. So I'll move right there.
Excuse me, I have important information for you.
No. Get out of here. And okay, so I've already moved that guy. Everything's going there. So I got my production. What is this right here? Ooh, progenitor ruin. I'll go here and get the resource pod, and then I'll come over here and check out this ruin. Ooh, aliens down here. What are these guys? Manticores. It'd be a major victory, but I wouldn't kill them. But I'm not really kind of into fighting, innocent creatures, so I'm just going to leave them for now. What's in the resource pod?
You have a new quest available. Throughout the game,
I found a cache of laboratory
different
equipment
quests that can unlock bonuses for your people. Open the quest log to see what's available to you, and check back often.
He is kind of annoying, but I'll leave him on just because this is learning time and everything. So, there's a cache of lab equipment from old Earth made with precision techniques. The equipment is eagerly welcome, providing 19 research. That's pretty awesome. Nice little science bump right at the beginning of the game. And I still have movement points, but not enough to get all the way over there. You actually can stack movement, so if it's more movement points than you currently have, you can do that and say it'll take 2 turns. I almost never do that unless it's later in the game and I'm automating movement. Let's open the quest log. Okay, thank you. So again, that's miasma. I don't know if that's good or not, but we're gonna find out. And I'll stay further away from those aliens.
One of our units has walked into a cloud of strange alien miasma. This miasma is toxic and will damage our units and equipment if they remain here. Until we understand this substance better, we should avoid it if possible.
Excellent. So I will lose health at the end of this turn because of the toxic miasma. And it looks like that miasma is a bunch of different places. So I actually seem to remember that from Alpha Centauri now that I think about it. It wasn't that color, but yeah, miasma is bad. So they're probably going to lose a little bit of health, but I'll deal with it. Oh, you can also see, not because of anything different happened, but because I'm highlighted on that Explorer, it looks like one of the Explorer actions is... Sorry, I'm just looking through all the things that I can do. Yeah, normally it'll have like kind of the all the options of things you can do, but it doesn't show. So it looks like one of the things they can do is construct an expedition as an artifact. Lucrative one-time bonus that can be retrieved with an expedition. I wonder if that consumes the unit. We will find out. But for now, let's... or maybe it's just not highlighting it because, this guy's out of moves. We'll see. Let's have this guy... Fungus, marsh, grassland, hill. Let's go to this hill so we can see super far. And it looks like we got pretty quiet. Derelict settlement. Ooh, I wonder if that's... Inside the resource pod, you find a cache of lab equipment. Oh, that's just my... what do you call it? That's just the notifications, kind of like your Facebook alerts. Just right-click on those and they'll disappear. Quest log. Let's take a look at this.
I have something that needs...
Stop talking to me. Alright, quests. Our sponsor had the foresight to send... Oh, I was wondering where that cache from Old Earth came. Parts to a large research have been found in this pod. The other pieces are probably around here somewhere. Ooh, so... This is kind of cool. So the quest is... Find the 2 resource pods. So I wonder what I get. It looks like I get... Is that the symbol for energy? No, it's not. That's a symbol for energy. Huh. I wonder. I guess we'll see if I find another research pod. Now this I did hear about, so...
El pueblo unido de Sudamérica le da la bienvenida.
Ah, gracias. So I have heard about... I love the hexes on his outfit. This I have heard about. So in Civilization, on Earth, you would typically kind of start your Civ, and there was already other, people on the Earth, as, you'd expect there to be. In Beyond Earth, you may or may not be the first one to, show up on the planet. So whenever another sponsored entity shows up, you will get you'll see where they land. You get a notification like this, which is kind of cool because in the old Civ games, you had to physically find them or greet one of their units for this to happen. And this looks pretty.
Vamos
Okay.
conversar.
So that's trading. We can discuss
Vamos conversar.
things. Ooh, a cooperative agreement? Publicly condemned. Okay. Yeah, pretty basic diplomacy. Oh, there's my lost some stuff for what do you call it? For being in the miasma. And where are they? Oh, there they are. So they're all the way over there. Ciudadela. I wonder if that means anything in Spanish. I'm sorry that I don't know. Alright, who needs orders? Alright, these guys. Okay, so I'm selected on them, and it's not showing I can do anything, so it looks like that Explorer is the only unit that can do things on those ruins. But since this is a ruin, I am going to... Yep, there's nothing I can do there, so it looks like you need the Explorer to do anything on the ruins. So I've got my Soldier Boy... no hill. So I will go here. I'm gonna try to come down to these one of these ruins. There's the other resource pod. Nice. So I'll probably end up taking my soldiers over to the resource pod, even though Explorer Guy is right near them, because I'm gonna bring Explorer Guy to the settlement, and then maybe make another explorer to go to the ruin and create a settlement there. So that's it. So, and then just to kind of check on what we're doing up here, in two turns, that's kind of a nice way to do it. In 2 turns, we will grow from size 1 to size 2. So we're currently size 1. That's what that big one means. And we'll produce a clinic in 9 more turns. That's actually kind of a large bump from how long it took to do things in the old ways. And it looks like... Oh, ecology. Okay, so we're 34 science. So we're at 5 science per turn, and that's all coming from cities. And so you see 34 out of 95, so it takes 95 science. So that's, I think that 13 is how many more turns it'll take to do that. So it's familiar stuff. The layout is quite a bit different, so it's taken me a minute to kind of get my bearings. But that's why we're doing this. So let's get that resource pod notification out of there. And I'm actually going to... Oh, they can't make it all the way over there. Let's just go to there. And the explorers can come to here. And even though they're on the unit, they've used up all their moves, so they can't do anything. Oh, limited number of expeditions on tiles with artifacts. Returning the unit to one of your cities will refill it. That's very interesting. Okay, so this explorer can construct an expedition here, but then we have to go back and, Red Rover the city, and then we can go back to do an expedition here, because he only has one expedition module. Alright. I think we're getting the hang of this. Everyone's used up all their stuff, and next turn. Excuse me, I shifted in my seat there. Oh, I ended in miasma. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, see, that's my HP, so I got 80 out of 100 hit points. So, one of the things you can do, for those not familiar with Civ, is you can fortify a unit till healed. So they will receive a defensive bonus. They'll heal HP every turn. It's usually less healing outside. You can do it anywhere. You heal less per turn outside of a city than you do in one of your cities. So I'm going to get them to the resource pod.
You have finished construction on a unit which can launch into orbit.
Oh, thank you.
To launch it, select the unit and click its action button. Once launched, it will have an area effect on the tiles beneath it.
Very cool. Inside the resource pod, you found a basic satellite still intact. Okay, so a free solar collector is ready to launch. So, okay, let's do things one at a time here. A unit needs orders. So they're on grassland, no miasma. So I am going to... Oh, this is all my different stuff. Oh, that's my soldier stuff. Here we go. I am going to fortify just for a turn or two, because I don't know what I'm going to find out there.
Something strange nearby. It could
yeah, I know. That's why I sent him there. So Explorer, so here's my... Oh, there we go. So the build action shows up once you're there. Excavate the site to search for usable materials. You got it. Constructing an expedition. And my solar collector is ready to launch. Let me go ahead and launch.
This is the orbital view. It displays the effect areas of units that are in orbit. Effect areas cannot overlap, so it is...
Yeah, I've heard about the orbital layer. So in a nutshell, besides the land area, that's, kind of the base area of the game, there's also this kind of like one layer up orbital layer where you can launch satellites and probes and, military type things. So the solar collector, it didn't do a huge job telling me what was going on there, but my guess... Actually, let me see if we have a... Oh, help. Of course, Civlopedia. Most people don't use this enough. It has everything that you'd ever want to do in it. So right here we got orbitals. What do we got? Solar collector. We know what they are. Orbital units. Well, we know what those are. Oh, let's just do a search. Can I do a search? Why aren't you letting me do a search? Civlopedia. I don't know if that's a bug, but I cannot do a search here. I just wanted it to tell me more about that orbital layer. Or sorry, the solar collector. Well, search isn't working for me. Search is covered up. Quests, terrain, resources, improvements, stations. Do. There I go. I go telling you guys how great that thing is, and then I can't find. Okay, the search feature isn't working. That's okay. Bup, 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 I wish it was more specific than that. Launch the unit into orbit at the selected tile, establishing it as an immobile orbital unit that affects the tiles underneath it. I'm going to launch it right above the city right here, because that'll have the most immediate effect, and we'll see what happens. I unlocked an achievement. So I wonder what this thing is doing. I know about that. Quest updated. For our colony to prosper, we should consider expanding. We should focus our efforts on researching how to create new outposts. Oh, it wants me to find 3 resource pods. I thought I would need to find 2. Oh, so it almost looks like quests are kind of like a way to guide you, different than the, what do you call them? Different than the advisors do, but it still looks like it's trying to kind of guide you based on where your game is, which is kind of cool. How do I get out of the orbital layer, you guys? Oh, there we go. Toggle between orbital and normal view. That's kind of cool. You can kind of see what's going on in the orbital above you. So there's my solar collector, which I still don't know what it's doing exactly, but I guess we will find out eventually. I wonder if this will tell me. Culture is from buildings, production is from buildings, food is from buildings, energy is from terrain and buildings. Orbital unit modifier 20%. There we go. Kind of would like for that to be more clear, but it looks like I'm getting 20% boost in energy collections. That's what that solar collector is doing. It's collecting energy from the tiles that it has an effect on. So, yay, I figured it out. So that's the orbital layer. Quest and victory is okay. Quest log is good. Yay, we grew a citizen. He will automatically work the land. Let's just see where he's working. Bam, there you go. So we got your governor selected this tile. So again, we can kind of pick and choose, you know, which ones we like and don't like and all that stuff. Or you could, you know, change production right here. You can go. Normally there's a. Oh no, sorry, not that's citizen management. Oops. I apologize. Let's go back to the city screen. I'm sorry, yeah, 'cause okay, I got it. Citizen management over here, production over here. In the last game, you changed your, you know, citizen management was on that side. So you can, normally you can, oh, here it is. I get it. Again, yeah, a lot of the same stuff, just laid out differently. You can focus on culture, which, we'll see a whole, there's not really a way to research or kind of work tiles for culture, but you say when you change your production focus, it changes the tiles you work. And there are no science tiles now. There will be later in the game once you research more things that point to that. And this is where you kind of really want to figure out production, which is going to... so if you focus on production, you can tell up here... where are we? Oh, yeah, change production. Okay, here we go. So... I'm also not crazy that it's not super clear to me what I'm currently producing. That kind of bothers me a little bit. I guess I could do this. There we go. Clinic in 6 turns. Change production. See, I guess because clinic is grayed out, that's what I'm currently producing, but, and, oh no, up top, I'm sorry, there we go. 6 turns until clinic. That could be a little bit clearer on that that little HUD right there, but that's maybe I'm nitpicky. So you see how we changed to production focus, and the clinic is 6 turns. Change to food focus, clinic's in 9 turns. Change to energy focus, it's back to 6 turns because, you know, production and energy align with, you know, kind of align the same thing. But really production All of these things are important. And again, if you're new to Civ, you're going to kind of find that you need everything all the time, especially as you get later in the game. So these are all, meaningful and difficult decisions. I tend to lean towards food a lot early, because I really want to grow and work more tiles and get more people and raise, kind of everything else. I mean, all these things are important, but I tend to lean towards food at the beginning. I'm just going to reset this to default and let that happen, and we'll be 9 turns till a clinic. Yeah, that's just me. Cool. Next turn. Oh, didn't realize the turn was over, but again, these guys I told them to fortify until they're healed, so that's why they're not doing anything. The pack explorers are still doing their expedition module. So yeah, next turn. Plus 10 healed, that's good. So another couple turns and they'll be, what do they got? 90, okay, so one more turn and they'll be healed. And we have another group from Earth.
Sputnik, Sławiańska Federacja pozdrawiaje Ciebie.
Ah, Slavic Federation. Very nice to meet you. Goodbye. Okay, so the Slavic Federation... Where were they? I thought they were over here. There's that first guy we met. Oh, the Slavs are all the way over there. And then... So, okay, yeah, they are kind of over there. Alright, who needs orders? Alright, the soldiers are healed, so now we can keep searching. I'm gonna go with if that's coast or impassable, so I'm gonna kind of explore downward a little bit. There's a hill. I still want to find that last in the quest log here. There was the. Well, I know we have to research pioneering. That'll be the next thing we research. I want to find one more research pod. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your expedition team discovered survivors. Oh, okay. So you know what this is? So in previous Civ games, what you would do is you would find ancient ruins, and as soon as you walked on that ancient ruin, you found, a refugee, or you found a crude drawing of this local area, so you get a little bit more map shown to you. So it looks like you actually have to work that tile to get that benefit. So it kind of adds a little bit more strategy to that. So we found a survivor, which is odd, which means we're definitely not the first civilization here, or the first faction here, but yeah, so now we have more population. And in case you haven't been paying attention, we started the game at 5 health. We are now at 3 health. So, and you can tell where the breakdown is that. So, unhappiness, or sorry, negative health or bad health is generated by population, much like unhappiness was generated by population in previous Civ games. It looks so 4 is generated by just the one city we have, and then 2.25 by the 3 people we have. So we need to start managing our health, which is good because it's a good thing I chose the clinic, which is 5 turns away. Let's do production focus for a couple turns, just to make that happen 2 turns faster. Quest decision. It's clear that the indigenous species of this planet may pose a threat. Though we cannot determine their intelligence, their hostility has been documented. We must decide how to deal with them. Do attempt to domesticate or exterminate. Yeah, that is a decision that has to be made. Oh, it lets you make it. I thought it would just let me make it by my actions. I'm going to domesticate. Oh, look at that. So the harmony affinity, the supremacy affinity, not the purity affinity, which is fine with me. Unit needs orders, so here's my soldier who's healed. Oh, miasma, I got it. Kind of hard to see the miasma. But it is right there. That's the hill. So again, my habit is 1 tile at a time, which doesn't really help me in this situation because the hill is kind of blocking my view. So here's a hill here. So these guys are going to the next Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I totally forgot that they needed to go back to the city to refresh their expedition module. That'll push me back a couple of turns, but what are you going to do? We should not be so quick to destroy that which we don't understand. Oh, yeah, I agree. That's the decision I just made. I know that, and next turn.
You have discovered a station. You can establish trade routes with stations to receive various supplies that your people may need.
Now, stations, from what I understand, have replaced city-states, and that makes sense because in space there wouldn't be like other existing city-states unless they were like aliens. Instead of having borders that grow and having like affinities and things that they can give you, I believe that this is all they're used for is just trade. So I've discovered Farbase 1. They provide 2 energy and 2 science if you establish a trade route. I definitely want both of those things. Only 1 city per colony may trade with each station. Okay, at the same time. And where is that station? I should have selected that find station, but I just assumed I would see it on the map. But I am going to have to find that station and trade with it. I wonder if I need a certain unit to do that. Okay, so these are alien wolf beetles. I would barely lose that fight. But again, I'm not trying to eradicate or fight anybody. I'm just trying to, make my way in this world. So, got miasma, plains, hill. Let's do that hill. So dumb. It's gonna cost me a couple turns. Grassland. See, I'm avoiding miasma now. Even just that miasma makes choosing where you move more than just a mundane decision of just move, hill, go. So that's it seems like a small change, but it makes a difference already just in how I move. Alright, here we go. So my soldier is not seeing those dudes anymore. It's desert, hill. I don't want to stray too far from up here, but at the same time, I really want to find whatever other resource pods there could be. Let's go that one, and it's all grassland right here. Alright, the explorer's back in Tiangong. Soldier needs orders, so I got a hill right here. What's chitlin? Is that a... Oh, those looks like little space bugs. Let me jump on this hill for a view. Yes! Oh, that's awesome. Resource pod. Okay. Looks like I'm starting to figure out the outline of this little area here. Yep, resource pod discovered. I got it. Choose production, which means my clinic is finished. So, what else do I want? Okay, construct improvements, increasing the effectiveness of tiles. That's good as you have as your population grows. I wonder if I should do another explorer. There's no other expeditions that I can, that I've discovered just yet. That's a tricky one. I mean, Old Earth Relic's going to give me 2. It's going to expand my borders. So that's a tricky one. What do you guys think? And it's going to cost me 1 energy to maintain, but I'm pretty good right now. Oh, my health went up to 4, so that's... Oh, from the clinic. Haha! Figuring all this stuff out. And if I hover over this, you can see plus 1 from city. And where are we? Oh, 1 from city. It doesn't tell you specifically that it's from the clinic, but I know my clinic was just built, so it has to be from that. I'm going to hold off on the worker, because there's no... Oh, sorry, the worker wouldn't be the explorer. It would be tile improvements. I'm going to do the Old Earth Relic. Nothing wrong with a little bit of culture, right? And again, culture is... short term, it's border expansion, but it also leads towards... I don't know if faith is a part of this game, but it's or making works of art like in Civ 5, but I like culture, so let's go for it. Okay, PAX Explorer, why does it say returning the unit to one of your cities? Wait, does he need to go actually to the city? Yes, he does. Wow, so not just within the borders, he's got to hit a city. Wow. Okay, so you see expansion modules. Alright, we're just going right back there. So I'm going to be 2 turns late. I discovered ecology. Looks like my science. Yep, I'll need new science soon.
How may the corporation serve you?
I don't like the sound of that. The corporation, huh? Well, we'll talk about it later.
When Coyote learned he was the only one of his kind on the new planet, his howl echoed through the rifts and off the distant hills.
I have discovered ecology. Miasmic repulsor. Clears miasma from affected tiles. Awesome. I didn't realize, so it's an orbital unit. Duration's only 10 turns. Does that mean I have to launch one of these every 10 turns? That doesn't sound very good. Ultrasonic fence prevents alien units from... Oh, that's pretty cool. Ultrasonic fence, yeah. Alright, so we're going again. I'll be safe. Okay, we're good. All pieces are accounted for. Plus 15 science. Wonder what that goes towards, since I had just finished researching something and hadn't chosen a new thing. I wonder if I just got screwed out of that additional science. I don't even know how I can figure out if I did, besides going back and watching the video. Okay, so again, the purple. Okay, I got it. So this light blue is what I've done. The purple is what I can do. You have more options this way, but I feel like it's a little more confusing, just at least, for me in the start, not knowing, where I want to, like, which directions I want to go. Combat rover. See, I'm not big into combat, so I don't know if I really want to go. But that's a money generator. Plus 10 production for land units. If you repair facility. So that's a building you can produce in the city. Physics is a range attack unit. See, I really want to be able to upgrade my tiles, like with workers, so... Ooh, chemistry lets me build a laboratory, which I love science. I do want to do trade routes, so chemistry is looking pretty good right now. Oh, but I need pioneering for that. And pioneering allows me to make the trade unit. I think I'm going to go pioneering. Yep, I know that. I am going to research pioneering. Build one alien preserve. Oh, I can actually build alien preserves. That's like alien jelly. Where are we? Okay, so yeah, my explorer will just be making his way back to the expedition site. Quest updated. Since opening the clinic, population has been split. Provide care for defense workers. Civil workers. I like to make these decisions without knowing what the boost is going to be, but it's hard to do that. in a strategy game when the decisions are important. So it's almost like I don't read provide for defense worker or provide for civil worker. I see +1 health and +15 from that. So that's what I'm going to do. So +1 health from clinics. So now you see I'm back up to 5. And you see 2 from cities. I'd really like for it to say 2 from cities and have a breakdown in there that says 2 from clinics, because just to know what the value of the things you're building is. Quest completed. Cool. Oh, they need orders, do they? Wonder how I level them up if they're not gonna fight anything. Fortify, explore. I guess I could automate their exploration, but I don't want to do that. Bam. And next turn they'll be doing their expedition. Just checking for hills. There really aren't any here. A resource pod. I love resource pods. And they are going to construct an expedition, which is actually a pretty cool little tripod thing that they're digging for things in the ground. And what's this? Oh, resource pod discovered. Oh, I haven't opened it yet. That's just my notification for it. Oh, aliens nearby. 40 energy, nice. So energy, again, it's the currency in the game instead of gold. So there's maintenance on units and buildings that you pay per turn. So we're making 6 per turn. So we're making 8, but then we're spending 2 on maintenance. So the net is 6. Sometimes I forget about money, and oh, see, there are borders expanded. Sometimes I forget about money, and so you see this right here. You can purchase a plot of land. Now I understand purchasing a plot of land if it's Civ because you're buying land. Spending energy on land seems odd, but I guess it's you're spending energy on expanding the borders of taking care of this area. So this is not a ton of money or energy yet, so I don't think I really need to start looking at purchasing extra tiles, but that's something you can spend energy on. You can also purchase units, so if you didn't want to wait so long to produce something, you could actually just buy a unit. But we'll wait for that old Earth relic to come back. We are focused on production right now, so that's what's... I guess if we switch that back to food, same thing. Okay, so yeah, I'm switching back to food focus so we can get some more population in here, because right now, yeah, 3 dudes. Maybe we'll find another dude. That's, we already know. And next turn. Alright, so we got our dudes down here. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of hills, and it looks like a lot of miasma down here. So, oh, there's a hill right here on the floatstone. And no miasma. Chitlins. There's a lot of miasma in this area. Oh, borders grew again. Have 4 citizens. These guys need orders. I don't want to fight aliens. They're okay in my book. What I should be doing is I should be... Oh, resource pod! I should be... I'm already doing it, but I'm researching pioneering, which is... Where's research? 1 turn until Old Earth Relic. Where's my science? There it is. I am researching pioneering, so then I can make a colonist who can establish an outpost. I believe that's the equivalent of another city, but we shall soon see. Next turn. Expedition completed. We're doing some plumbing. Ooh, parts of distant tech called augmentation. Our scientists acquired preliminary research. That's interesting. So you learn something about augmentation. So if I find augmentation on here... Anybody see augmentation? Just shout it out when you see it. Nope, I didn't mean to change to terraforming. Go back to pioneering. No one sees it? Oh, there it is, augmentation. So look at that. So you see how, you know, not physics, let me show you. So like, pioneering, see 55 out of 80. So augmentation, 496 out of 2480. So that's pretty cool. So you can actually find out, you know, so that way it takes you fewer turns to get to that tech. That's an interesting addition. So that can go away. Doesn't really help me now, but it could help me later. Educational initiatives have flourished. Use the culture. This is what I was forgetting about. Yeah, so besides border growth, culture allows you to adopt virtues. These were called social policies in Civ 5. So might focuses on martial strength, so it's not going to be what I'm really focused on in this game. Prosperity, growth and expansion, knowledge, and industry product. Yeah, these are going to be my jam in this game. So blah 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 blah. Ooh, gain a free worker. That's pretty cool. Ooh, more science when healthy. I like the idea of that. I'm gonna do more science when healthy. Oh, and there's bonuses over here. Look at that. So if you kind of spread across multiple ones of these, to make up for not getting the stronger ones as you go down, you get, yeah, boosts no matter how many of these, you know, kind of different tier ones you do. So that's cool. Okay, so now I've got my virtue. Choose my production up here since my old Earth relic is done. Oop, my... Oh, that's right, because my population grew, so I'm back down to 4. Oh, that's right, I haven't researched, what do you call it? Pioneering is another 3 turns. I can't remember if I can start producing something and then change, and then if the production I went towards that unit will still be there. I don't remember if that's a thing or not. But in 3 turns, I'm going to want to produce a colonist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 3 turns, and I'm going to produce more culture. Because I like the idea of those virtues. One at a time, to be careful. See? That's who I didn't want to end up next to, but even though I'm still just going to do it. Yes, 16 research, so I wonder if pioneering is mine now. They finished their expedition, which is nice. And I wonder if we could just finish off the fact that this is coast right here. I'd love to just open that map up. Yep, so that's definitely coast. I'll just kind of open this up, and then my pioneers can go over there. I already know that. Alien nest discovered. They will spawn there until it is gone. I really don't want to kill any aliens so far.
The universe is either in progress or in entropy. We choose progress.
Alright, so now I can make the colonists who can establish an outpost which transforms into a full city once... Oh, okay, so it's not a city. The outpost becomes a city. So that's more realistic than just, you know, planting a city in the ground and having it grow. And now I'll be able to trade with that station that I still can't totally find where it is. Alright, cool. So my goal for this video is really just to kind of go through the basics and get started playing here. And we're about 20 turns in. I don't have a timer going, but I think that's a pretty good length for the video. So if anyone cares to see some more, I can save this game and then continue it if anyone wants to kind of see the next few steps. But that's probably good to start. So if you watched, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.